Welcome back. Joy, you was supposed to say back.
Oh, was I?
Never mind.
Back, and then back. We're back.
You know, that's an R&R on sports thing. But no, welcome back to another episode of Live Lunch with KUDZUKIAN. I am your host, and yes, I have my lunch today. So forgive me if I smack in your ear. You know, that's what this is about. And so as always, make sure that you invite your friends, your family, anyone that needs this information. Go ahead and share this out, share this with them, and tell them to tune in, come on in to the live, and make sure that you follow KUDZUKIAN on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I am on YouTube right now. I'm on Instagram, no, not Instagram, LinkedIn and Facebook. So if you have any questions, make sure that you drop them down in the comment section below and we'll be sure to address them. So that's housekeeping out the way. Now, I have a very, very special guest. To my right, the beautiful, the fabulous Joy Doss. Welcome, Joy. Joy is of course, thank you for being on. Joy is our supervising producer, among other things. She wears a lot of hats and she does it so very well.
Thank you,
and so, just like we had the conversation with Mr. Chuck O'Bannon last week, we want to get Joy's perspective. So since she is a producer of many shows, we're going to talk about one specific show, and that's Blues in the Basement. Mm-hmm. Now, before we get into that, tell us a little bit about Joy Doss. Who is Joy Doss?
Oh, wow, the existential question. It depends on who you ask, okay. But if you ask me, well, one, I'm a mommy, mm-hmm. Which is important to me.
Absolutely.
My daughter is Addison. She's 15. So that's one. Mm-hmm. But in terms of KUDZUKIAN, as you said, I'm a supervising producer for Blues in the Basement, but my background is really in PR. I did PR for many years and event planning for many years in New York, and then back here in Memphis, which is my home. Mm-hmm. So that's who I am on the professional side. Yeah. Okay. That's who I am on the professional side.
I love it. So let's talk about, let's talk about how you came to KUDZUKIAN. How was that? What was the initial, I guess, encounter with Larry? How did they come about?
At Kroger. I bumped into Larry at Kroger.
Yeah.
I said, hey, Larry, you know what? My friend was like, I had this friend who was encouraging me. She's like, people should hear your voice. Like, you should, like, have a magazine. I said, Al, you out your mind? Because do you know how expensive it is to produce and run a magazine? No, ma'am, Pam. I was like, so this is like 2020.
Okay.
And I was like, what about a podcast maybe? You know, I was like, maybe, because that's more cost effective. You know, you don't have to, you're not out hustling ads. Mm-hmm. Like, it really takes a lot. Even the Vogue September issue is like skinny mini now. It used to be huge. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, you know, slim thick. Mm-hmm. You know?
That's slim thick.
It's slim thick. That thing is slim thick. It used to be a big one. Almost like a Sears catalog thick. Boy. I'm just saying, you know, she was a stout junk, now she's slim.
Oh my goodness.
Now she's slim thick. So, but I talked to Larry and he said, yeah, come through. And so let's talk about it. I said, all right. He was like, you ain't describing number 3BC. I was like, why reinvent the wheel? I was like, all right. Yeah, let's revamp 3BC. I want a stake in it though. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm always negotiating, as you are aware. Mm-hmm. And so we started with 3BC. I started as a host, and he said, you know, I need a marketing person for KUDZUKIAN. I was like, you know I do marketing? Mm. He's like, you should. So then we started there.
Okay.
And then there was I'm also a hole filler. So when I see things, I just, you know, I'm a solutions person, and I want to help.
Yeah.
You know, so I say, well, I see this hole here, let me fill it. And that will happen to be with Funky Politics.
Okay.
And I said, I can fill in, let's get this train back on track, let's just get it moving. I felt like the person that was there at the time just needed a little support.
Okay.
my intention was not to replace, but that's what happened. So that's how I ended up I was really producing 3BC as well.
Okay.
And then producing Funky Politics. And here we are. Larry's like, no, you good at it.
Goodness.
You good at it. No, you good at it.
Okay.
I was like, okay. That's a good Larry. That's a good one. Pretty good.
That is a good Larry.
Yeah. No, you good at it. Okay. You keep doing it. So I did. And here we are. About 50,000 shows later.
What about Blues in the Basement? So since we're going to talk about Blues in the Basement, how did you become the producer of Blues in the Basement?
Blues in the Basement was random. Okay. It just kind of assigned it to me. I was like, what are you talking about? You going to produce Blues in the Basement? And, as you know, we had our last host passed away. So,
yes.
That left Cookie solo dolo. He was like, basically, you're going to produce Blues in the Basement. And I'm like, what?
So, of course, you're getting stretched still. So how long have you been producing Blues in the Basement?
For a year. Okay. We came out the gate pretty strong. I really am proud of our live show that we did. It was the first live Blues in the Basement show, actually, with Al Capone. It was so much fun. It was so well received. So I'm proud of that. And we've had some strong content along the way. I think Cookie, of course, is her wonderful, amazing self.
Yes, she is. She is. So let's pretty much go through what that process looks like for you. Like I said, we talked to Chuck O'Bannon, and both are music shows. So I guess that process could be a bit similar, but y'all are two different people, two different producers with two different ideas and visions. And so how do you come up with the artists?
So I start at the top.
Okay.
My process is kind of coming up with the topic.
Okay.
And then it's not necessarily always artist-centric. Sometimes it's just kind of a through line.
Okay.
So there's like an overarching topic. So it might be like we just did a country crossover show.
Okay.
So it wasn't centered around one particular artist. It was several artists. So I just went through, I'm not as familiar with country music, but I know there's a lot of crossover. So I just started doing the research, coming through Google and Spotify to see. And then we also had a guest earlier, Augusta. Oh, Lord, I just went blank. I went blank. Augusta. Palmer, Dr. Augusta Palmer. She did the Blues Society. So there was Indie Memphis Film Festival was here, and they had a couple of blues-centric movies.
Okay.
So those were two shows too. We invited the guests to come on. I have a relationship with Indie and their executive director and artistic director.
Okay.
So we had them come on the show. So a lot of this is about relationships, but also quick thinking. And those were specific artists. Like John Murray was the other artist that had a doc in Indie Memphis Film Festival. But Augusta Palmer mentioned the country crossover. So Sid Selvage was one of the key people in bringing the Blues Society Music Festival here.
Okay.
So then I was like, oh, I know Steve. I went to his son. Went to high school with Steve. So I could pull Steve in here. So this just kind of comes together like that.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm taking notes, and at the end, I'm going to recap. So first, Joy's process is she comes up with the topic, which entails a lot of research, networking, relationships, reaching out to those people that you know, having those conversations, and quick thinking. So after that, then what?
So after that, we start scheduling.
Okay.
Because scheduling too can be challenging, particularly if you're dealing with celebrities or you're dealing with people that travel a lot. Like Steve in particular, he's in the band. Shout out to Steve. What's up, Steve? I love that interview. It was great. We had a lot of great ones though, but he was in a band called Big Ass Truck, and he's in another band now, and I just went blank on what that is. I'll fix it later, Steve. Sorry. But he was traveling, and touring and doing dates. He was actually, my old stomping grounds in Brooklyn. So I had to work around that, or for other artists or whatever. You know, when we were doing Humans Being.
Yeah.
That was like her and Cats.
It was, yeah.
Like Kirk is busy. Kirk, hello, Kirk. I love him. I miss you too. But he was like he's so busy. But then you get in other celebrities. We had April Ryan. I know we're talking about Blues in the Basement, but this is a prime example of how you have to work around scheduling challenges.
Yeah.
You know, we had April Ryan, Jonathan Capehart, Jonathan Butler, Avery Sunshine, just kind of working around everybody's schedule is so hard.
Yeah.
Because they're all on the move. So Blues in the Basement is a little bit less challenging. Because Cookie's here and she's retired officially now. She kind of half retired. And then she retired, but she's traveling too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's
they
difficult.
can be a doozy for sure. So
and Lord have mercy, don't mess with her hair appointment. Child.
So now that you have coordinated everyone's schedules, got them locked in, it's time to move into production.
Yes.
So before there's a countdown, 3, 2, 1, let's go, what type of pre-production happens?
Lots and lots of notes.
Okay.
So making sure that the hosts have notes. Making sure that there's the proper run of show. So we know the flow of the show, what's going to happen. Making sure all the guys in the production have those notes. They have the flow. They have the playlist. I make playlists on Spotify for everybody. So making even the guests. And the guest gets the notes. If it's a guest host, they get the notes as well. Or the guys just give them to them anyway, so they're prepared.
Yeah.
And the playlist. So everybody's ready. And it should make post-production a little bit more seamless.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you have any challenges with hosts or aside from hosts, just any challenges during this process?
Not on this show in particular. Now, on some other shows, there have been some challenges, for sure, like pushback, you know.
Song choices and things like that.
Topic choices, song choices, you know, topic choices and whatever else. So, but there's not so much. No, not really, no.
Okay, that's good. So when you're looking for and keep in mind, y'all, if you have questions for myself or Joy, leave them in the comment section so that we can answer those questions. But Joy dances all the time, so there is a question that says, when you're looking for
I was dancing
choices,
this morning.
Do you find yourself dancing and singing along?
Well, the blues is kind of a toe tapping thing. So you kind of toe tap and rock along to the blues, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, I do dance all the time and sing too.
I could have answered that one. I could have answered that one.
Like this morning, I was like high kicking. I was like, coming to you, Kirk. I'm kicking. I'm rockette kicking.
So how long would you say this process takes you from research, the topics, researching, scheduling, up into pre-production? How long does that typically take you putting those things together?
It varies. I'm not a great time tracker, but it varies. I think probably maybe 2 to 3 hours, depending on, you know, the level of difficulty of what you're doing. Like Funky Politics took a little bit more, you know.
So I will ask, so is there a difference with doing a show when you have a special guest or a talent that you've booked to interview compared to when it's just the host? How different is that?
Say that again. You said, what is there a difference between a show when you have a guest or just the host?
Is that process different?
A little. Just because the guest, again, depending on the show. Again, you're working around schedules. But also you have additional people to prep. But also it is, I guess, making sure that everybody's on the same page. Depending. It depends on the show.
Yeah. Do you ever think about whenever you have guests, how, I guess, the host will interact with their guests or even vice versa?
Not with Cookie.
Okay.
Definitely not. She's just a lover.
Okay.
Yeah, she's never, have you ever seen her bad? Never in a bad mood.
I've never seen Cookie in
She's
a bad
always
mood.
Bubbly. She's always happy.
Mm-hmm.
She's always squealing.
Yeah.
I said, oh, Cookie squealing. She happy. So, but no, never with Cookie, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No, that's exciting, Joy. And I would say this, that even though the mini house that you wear, you do it so well. You do it so well.
Thank you.
So, yeah, even if you haven't heard it, you do it so well.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, okay, y'all, recap as to where we are now, right? So if you are, again, wanting to start your podcast based off Joy's process, right? Research. Come up with a topic. She comes up with a topic, and with that, it involves research, relationships, and just quick thinking. So make sure you're taking advantage of the resources that you have, those people that you know, talk to them, come up with that topic and start your research. Google is a really good resource.
Yes.
And so utilize that. And then after that, scheduling. And so having to coordinate everyone's schedule. If you're the host, making sure that your schedule is aligning with your guests and getting that together. And then after that, there's pre-production. So lots of notes for everyone, just to make sure everyone is aligned, and that post-production, that process is pretty seamless. Mm-hmm. What about production? How much, how hands-on are you in the production process?
So let me add one more note too. I'm a big believer in low-hanging fruit. So again, just to put a finer point on what you said.
Joy?
So what's easy to reach?
Okay.
You know, what is easy to reach? You have your reach goals up here,
mm-hmm.
and you have low-hanging fruit down here.
Okay.
Like, all right, everybody want to be on Oprah, but let me assure you, as a person who's a PR person, Oprah will find you. Don't go looking for her. It's fine. Just stop. It's not real. But, you know, or I want to be in Vogue, whoever. But, you know, for Memphis is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try for Memphis.
Yeah.
And then we work our way up. So, you know, just go with what you can reach. Okay. Because you got to get some wins in the pocket first.
Gotcha.
Right? You got to mm-hmm. collect some W's. Mm-hmm. So I will start there. But how hands-on am I? So I'm not a technical person. Mm-hmm. So I'm still learning, honestly, about on the tech side. But I have adjusted the camera too. Here and there, just you know, a little. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Joy Doss.
Not after it's set. No.
Okay.
But I'm learning the technical side still. I'm only hands-on in terms of just process, making sure like things get to where they're supposed to be and we deliver on time. Like the shows or release, depending on if it's a client or if it's just a show release, whether they deliver on time or release on time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we typically have talked about our 5-step creative process here at KUDZUKIAN, and you are very much familiar with the process. Ideation, development, production, then there's promotion and distribution. And so with your background being in PR, marketing, talk about promotion as it relates to your podcast that you produce and the importance of promotion.
So we talk about this a lot within our company, mm-hmm. and just we are living in a time, but and it's been like this for years.
Yeah.
It's just a cult. Podcasts are the cult of personality. People buy into the personality. They buy into you, the person that's out front. So you need to be out front. If you're going to host a podcast, you got to be out front. Mm-hmm. People want to know, oh, I had yogurt for lunch. Mm-hmm. Like, those things are dumb that people post to me.
Dang, Joy.
But they're not yogurt, but I'm saying posting the yogurt is stupid. But it's engaging.
Okay.
It's engaging to people. To me, I'm not rarely post. It's got to be fabulous for me to post it. But it's engaging to people, you know. So what did you eat? Oh, my dog is so cute. You know, whatever. You know, they want to know about your life because people want to feel like they know you. You know, so it is very much so the cult of personality. That's a huge part of promoting it, being out there, having regular drips of content throughout the week, you know, making sure that there's consistent touches. It's like the rule of advertising is 7 touches. I don't know how that applies to, or if it applies to social media, but it's 7 touches. Like if you're buying radio, 7 touches for it to, or TV, 7 touches for it to sink in.
Okay.
Or, you know, so just for anybody who's still doing traditional media, 7 touches. If you're not finna buy in bulk, you know, like ads or ad placements or whatever, don't worry about it.
What about 7 touches? 7 touches.
They gotta hear. You have to hear something 7 times consecutively before it sinks in.
Gotcha.
So it can't be one time this week, another time that ain't gonna work.
Gotcha. So consistency.
I'm gonna do a Larry. That dog ain't gonna hunt.
Oh my goodness!
I do impressions too, y'all. You can hire me.
Consistency.
What's up, Chuckles?
Joy.
What?
Help us, y'all. Help us. Help us. Consistency.
Asha told me to be myself.
As you should. I love it. I love it. And I appreciate you for being on. And I think with you laying down like what you do helps our audience, you know, for those people who, again, don't know where to start, come up with the topic, research your topic, scheduling. Well, one, are you going to have hosts? And if you're going to have hosts, or not hosts, but guests, and if you're going to have guests, get that schedule together. And then also making sure that you put in the necessary time to create those notes so that everyone on your team, or if it's just you and one other person, that everyone is aligned.
And somebody has to know people. Like, you don't want every show or every week or whatever to be an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Somebody has to know enough people to get guests on there regularly.
Absolutely.
That's not related to you.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So if you don't, you know, just the smartest people have advisors around them, or they have a staff that fills in the blanks, that knows the stuff that they don't know. Like even the president, like if they're not strong on economic policy or, you know, foreign policy, they have people around them that are presumably, because all these people look like idiots to me.
Goodness.
But they have people presumably around them that are stronger in the areas that they are lacking.
Yeah.
So the same applies across the board.
No, that's good. That's good. Joy, this is actually our last lunch live of 2024.
Oh.
So we're ending it on a high note with Joy Dawes.
Yeah.
What are you doing for the holiday? It is.
Joy.
That's good. That's good.
Hey.
What you got planned for the holidays?
I'm going to rest these bones. Mama is tired. My child is texting me now, trying to fill up my schedule, and I'm ignoring her.
Don't do Addison like that now. That's my girl.
My dad will be here. You know, the dad gets here. The dad person arrives, and I'm like, all right, you're on. I'm going to go take a nap.
Break.
Bye.
Give me a break. Right.
Bye.
No,
but I'm going to rest my bones. I'm probably, you know, I'll go to a couple holiday parties, but I'm not inclined or interested in being like tuckered out. I just want to catch up on some sleep.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Watch some terrible holiday movies.
Rest up because her journey is right around the corner. And so you are not only the host, but the producer of that as well.
Yes. As is Breaking Bread, as is the Civil Rights Museum, as is Bets and Blues, as is Grasset. All of it's right there. It's right there.
I told y'all she has a lot on her plate, but again, she does it so well. Joy, I want you to enjoy your holiday.
Thank you. You too, Missy.
Thank you. And again, thank you for being my special guest.
You got a holiday song?
'Tis the season to be.
Come on, church lady. I thought we were going to get Jesus is the reason. Go ahead.
For the season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever the rest of it is. Let's go, everybody. Let's go. I made us some Kirk Franklin.
No, listen, that works. That works. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. And again, check that description below so that you can download your free Podcasting 101 kit. Again, follow us, KUDZUKIAN, on all of your major social media platforms so that when we kick all of this off come 2024, you will be set and you will be ready. Other than that, have an amazing holiday, and we will see y'all next year.
Sorry, church people, for snapping. I know we're not supposed to do that. Sorry. Happy holidays.